Good evening, and welcome to Footnotes in Folly. I'm Professor Reginald St. John Pemberton, and tonight we begin the very first of Shakespeare's English histories, the opening of the long, bloody cycle that will become the Wars of the Roses, the first part of King Henry VI. We give you the whole of it, complete and unabridged, in clear modern English. The plain rendering and the asides are my own. This is part 1. The great warrior King Henry V is dead, his coffin scarcely cold, and over it his quarrelsome lords are already at one another's throats, while messenger after messenger gallops in with news that the towns he won in France are falling one by one. In France the disheartened Dauphin Charles finds a strange new champion, a peasant girl, Joan la Pucelle, who claims heaven sends her to drive out the English. In London the Protector, Duke Humphrey of Gloucester, and his rival the Bishop of Winchester come to open brawling at the very gates of the Tower. And before the walls of Orleans the brave old Earl of Salisbury is struck down. Talbot the Lion of England fights the witch maid hand to hand, and the English storm the town back in a daring night assault. Let us begin.
A funeral procession for King Henry V enters Westminster Abbey, attended by the Duke of Bedford, Regent of France, the Duke of Gloucester, Protector, the Duke of Exeter, the Earl of Warwick, the Bishop of Winchester, the Duke of Somerset, heralds and others. Let the heavens be hung with black, and let day give way to night. Comets, signs of changing times and kingdoms, shake your shining hair across the sky, and use it to punish the rebellious stars that agreed to Henry's death. King Henry V was too famous to live long. England never lost a king of such worth. England never truly had a king until his time. He had the virtue that deserved command. His flashing sword blinded men with its rays. His arms spread wider than a dragon's wings. His bright eyes, full of angry fire, dazzled his enemies and drove them back more fiercely than the midday sun beating in their faces. What can I say? His deeds are beyond all words. He never raised his hand without conquering. We mourn in black, why do we not mourn in blood? Henry is dead and will never live again. We attend on a wooden coffin, and by our stately presence we glorify death's dishonorable victory, like captives chained to a conqueror's chariot. What shall we do? Curse the unlucky planets that plotted the fall of our glory? Or believe that the cunning French are conjurers and sorcerers, who feared him so much that they brought about his end by magic spells? He was a king blessed by the King of Kings. To the French, the dreadful Judgment Day itself will not be as frightening as the sight of him was. He fought the battles of the Lord of Hosts. The prayers of the Church made him so successful. The Church? Where is it? If churchmen had not prayed, the thread of his life would not have worn out so soon. You people like no prince unless he is weak and womanish, someone you can frighten like a schoolboy. Gloucester, whatever kind of prince we like, you are Protector, and you expect to command the prince and the realm. Your wife is proud. She rules you more strongly than God or holy churchmen can. Do not speak of religion, for you love the flesh, and you never go to church all year unless it is to pray against your enemies. Stop these quarrels, and let your minds be at peace. Let us go to the altar. Heralds, attend us. Instead of gold, we will offer up our weapons, since weapons are useless now that Henry is dead. Future generations expect miserable years, when babies will suck at their mother's tear-wet eyes, when our island will be nursed on salt tears, and when none but women will be left to mourn the dead. Henry V, I call upon your spirit. Prosper this realm, keep it from civil strife, and fight against hostile planets in the heavens. Your soul will make a far more glorious star than Julius Caesar or Bright. A messenger enters. Honorable lords, health to you all. I bring sad news from France, loss, slaughter, and defeat. Guienne, Champagne, Reims, Rouen, Orleans, Paris, Geysers, and Poitiers are all completely lost. What are you saying, man, in front of dead Henry's corpse? Speak softly, or the loss of those great towns will make him burst through his lead coffin and rise from death. Is Paris lost? Has Rouen surrendered? If Henry were called back to life again, this news would make him give up the ghost once more. How were they lost? What treachery was used? No treachery, only a lack of men and money. Among the soldiers, people are muttering that you maintain rival factions here, and while an army should be sent out and a battle fought, you are arguing over your generals. One man wants slow wars at little cost. Another wants to fly swiftly, but has no wings. A third thinks that, without spending anything at all, peace can be gained by crafty, pleasant words. Wake up, English nobility. Do not let laziness dull the honors you have only just won. The fleur-de-lis in your coat of arms have been cut down. Half of England's arms has been cut away. The messenger exits. If our tears were lacking for this funeral, this news would call them out in floods. This concerns me. I am Regent of France. Give me my armor. I will fight for France. Away with these shameful mourning robes. I will give the French wounds instead of eyes, so they can weep over their repeated miseries. Another messenger enters. Lords, look at these letters, full of bad misfortune. France has completely revolted from the English, except for a few petty towns of no importance. The Dauphin Charles has been crowned king in Reims. The bastard of Orleans has joined him. Regnier, Duke of Anjou, takes his side. The Duke of Alençon flies to him as well. The messenger exits. The Dauphin crowned king? Everyone runs to him? Oh, where shall we run to escape this disgrace? We will run nowhere except at our enemies' throats. Bedford, if you are slow, I will fight it out myself. Gloucester, why do you doubt my eagerness? I have already mustered an army in my thoughts, and with it France is already overrun. Another messenger enters. My gracious lords, to add to the grief with which you now soak King Henry's hearse, I must tell you of a terrible battle between the brave Lord Talbot and the French. What? One in which Talbot won, is that it? Oh no. One in which Lord Talbot was overthrown. I will tell you the details more fully. On the 10th of last August, the dreadful lord was withdrawing from the siege of Orleans, with scarcely 6,000 men in his force, when 3,000 French surrounded and attacked him. He had no time to arrange his men in ranks. He had no pikes to set before his archers. Instead, they pulled sharp stakes from hedges and planted them in the ground in disorder to keep the horsemen from breaking in. The fight lasted more than 3 hours. Their valiant Talbot, beyond what anyone could believe, performed wonders with his sword and lance. He sent hundreds to hell, and no one dared stand against him. Here, there, and everywhere, he killed in fury. The French cried out that the devil was in armor. The whole army stood staring at him in amazement. His soldiers, seeing his fearless spirit, cried out loudly, "A Talbot! A Talbot!" and rushed into the heart of the battle. Victory would have been completely secured there if Sir John Fastolf had not acted the coward. He was in the vanguard, placed behind with orders to support and follow them, but he cowardly fled without striking a single blow. From that came the general ruin and massacre. They were enclosed by their enemies. A base Walloon, to win the Dauphin's favor, thrust a spear into Talbot's back, though all France, with its strongest forces gathered, would not have dared look him once in the face. Is Talbot dead? Then I will kill myself for living idly here in splendor and ease while such a worthy leader, lacking help, is betrayed to his cowardly enemies. Oh no, he lives, but he has been taken prisoner, along with Lord Scales and Lord Hungerford. Most of the rest were either slaughtered or captured as well. There is no ransom for him that I will not pay. I will drag the Dauphin head first from his throne. His crown shall be the ransom for my friend. I will exchange 4 of their lords for one of ours. Farewell, my masters, I go to my task. I must immediately light bonfires in France to celebrate our great St. George's feast. I will take 10,000 soldiers with me, whose bloody deeds will make all Europe tremble. You will need them, for Orleans is under siege. The English army has grown weak and faint. The Earl of Salisbury asks for reinforcements, and can barely keep his men from mutiny, since they are so few and must watch such a multitude. The messenger exits. Remember, lords, the oaths you swore to Henry, either to crush the Dauphin completely, or bring him into obedience under your yoke. I remember it, and here I take my leave to begin my preparations. Bedford exits. I will go to the Tower as quickly as I can, to inspect the artillery and munitions. Then I will proclaim young Henry king. Gloucester exits. I will go to Eltham, where the young king is, since I have been appointed his special guardian. There I will make the best plans for his safety. Exeter exits. Each man has his place and duty to attend to. I am left out, nothing remains for me. But I will not be jack out of office for long. I intend to steal the king away from Eltham and sit at the chief helm of public affairs. They exit. A flourish sounds. Charles, Lenon, and Regnier enter before Orleans, marching with a drum and soldiers. No one truly understands how Mars moves, either in heaven or on earth, even to this day. Not long ago he shone on the English side. Now we are the victors, and he smiles on us. What important towns are there that we do not hold? We lie here at our ease near Orleans, while the starving English, pale as ghosts, can barely manage to besiege us for 1 hour in a month. Sound the alarm, sound it. We will rush upon them. Now, for the honor of the abandoned French. I forgive the man who kills me if he sees me step back 1 foot or run away. They are short of porridge and fat beef. Either they must be fed like mules, with their fodder tied to their mouths, or they will look pitiful like drowned mice. Let us raise the siege. Why are we sitting here doing nothing? Talbot, whom we used to fear, is captured. No one is left except hot-headed Salisbury, and he may wear out his anger by fretting. He has neither men nor money enough to make war. They go out. An alarm is heard. The French are driven back by the English with heavy losses. Charles, Lenon, and Regnier return. Who ever saw anything like this? What kind of men do I have? Dogs, cowards, worthless runaways. I would never have fled if they had not left me alone among my enemies. Let us abandon this town, for they are reckless, desperate men, and hunger will only make them fiercer. I know them from old experience. They would rather tear the walls down with their teeth than give up the siege. Salisbury is a desperate killer. He fights like a man tired of living. The other lords, like hungry lions, rush at us as if we were their prey. I think their arms must be driven by some strange trick or device, like clocks set to keep striking. Otherwise they could never hold out the way they do. If I have any say, we will simply leave them alone. Froissart, a countryman of ours, wrote that England bred nothing but Olivers and Rolands during the reign of Edward III. That is even truer now, for England sends out only Samsons and Goliaths to skirmish with us. 1 Englishman against 10 of us. Lean, raw, boned wretches. Who would ever suppose they had such courage and boldness? Let it be so. The Bastard of Orleans enters. Where is the Prince Dauphin? I have news for him. Bastard of Orleans, you are 3 times welcome to us. Go, call her in. But first, to test her skill, read near, stand in my place as Dauphin. Question her proudly, and let your face look stern. In this way we shall find out what skill she has. I think your faces look sad, and your spirits are shaken. Has the recent defeat caused this distress? Do not be dismayed, for help is close at hand. I have brought with me a holy maid, who by a vision sent to her from heaven is appointed to lift this long siege and drive the English out beyond the borders of France. She has the spirit of deep prophecy, greater than the 9 Sibyls of ancient Rome. She can see what is past and what is to come. Shall I call her in? Believe what I say, for it is certain and cannot fail. The Bastard of Orleans exits. Then he returns with Joan la Pucelle. Fair maid, are you the one who will perform these marvelous deeds? She takes command boldly from the first stroke. My lord, I think he is taking a very long time in conversation. Shall we interrupt him, since he shows no restraint? My lord, where are you? What are you deciding? Shall we give up Orleans or not? Read near, are you the one who thinks he can deceive me? Where is the Dauphin? Come out from behind there. I know you well, though I have never seen you before. Do not be astonished, nothing is hidden from me. I will speak with you privately apart from the rest. Stand back, you lords, and leave us for a while. Dauphin, I was born a shepherd's daughter, and my mind has had no training in any art. Yet heaven and our gracious lady have been pleased to shine upon my low condition. Look, while I watched over my tender lambs and exposed my cheeks to the burning heat of the sun, God's mother graciously appeared to me. In a vision full of majesty, she commanded me to leave my humble calling and free my country from misery. She promised me her aid and assured me of success. She revealed herself in complete glory, and though I had been dark and sunburned before, the clear rays she poured upon me blessed me with the beauty you now see. Ask me any question you possibly can, and I will answer without preparing. Test my courage in combat if you dare, and you will find that I surpass my sex. Be resolved in this. You will be fortunate if you accept me as your companion in war. I am ready. Here is my sharp-edged sword, decorated on each side with 5 fleurs de lis. I chose it from a great mass of old iron at Turin in St. Catherine's churchyard. While I live, I will never run from a man. Christ's mother helps me, otherwise I would be too weak. I must not yield to any ceremonies of love, for my calling is sacred and comes from above. When I have driven all your enemies from here, then I will think about a reward. Why no, I say. Distrustful deserters! Fight to the last breath. I will protect you. I am appointed to be the scourge of the English. This very night I will certainly raise the siege. Expect St. Martin's summer and calm, peaceful days now that I have entered these wars. Glory is like a circle in the water, which never stops widening until, by spreading too broadly, it vanishes into nothing. With Henry's death, the English circle ends. The glories it contained are scattered. Now I am like that proud triumphant ship that once carried Caesar and his fortune together. You have amazed me with your lofty words. I will make only this one proof of your courage. You shall meet me in single combat, and if you defeat me, your words are true. Otherwise I renounce all trust in you. Then come, in God's name. I fear no woman. Stop your hands. You are an Amazon, and you fight with the sword of Deborah. Whoever helps you, it is you who must help me. I burn with longing for you. You have subdued my heart and my hands at once. Excellent Pucelle, if that is your name, let me be your servant and not your sovereign. It is the French Dauphin who pleads to you like this. Meanwhile, look graciously on your kneeling slave. I will confirm whatever she says. We will fight it out. Was Mohammed inspired by a dove? Then you are inspired by an eagle. Helen, the mother of great Constantine, and even St. Philip's daughters, were not like you. Bright star of Venus fallen down to earth, how can I worship you reverently enough? We will try it at once. Come, let us go about it. I will never trust another prophet if she proves false. Charles and Joan la Pucelle fight, and Joan la Pucelle overcomes him. No doubt he is hearing this woman's confession down to her shift, otherwise he could never stretch out his speech so long. He may mean more than poor men like us can know. Women are sharp tempters with their tongues. Stop delaying, and let us raise the siege. Woman, do all you can to save our honor. Drive them from Orleans, and make yourself immortal. They all exit. The Duke of Gloucester enters before the tower with his serving men in blue coats. I have come to inspect the tower today. Since Henry's death, I fear there has been secret dealing here. Where are these guards, that they are not waiting? Open the gates. It is Gloucester calling. Inside, who is there knocking so commandingly? It is the noble Duke of Gloucester. Inside, whoever he is, he may not be let in. Villains, is that how you answer the Lord Protector? Inside, the Lord protect him. That is our answer. We do only what we have been ordered to do. Who ordered you? Whose will matters here except mine? There is no protector of the realm but me. Break open the gates. I will take responsibility for you. Am I to be mocked like this by filthy servants? Gloucester's men rush at the tower gates, and Woodville, the lieutenant, speaks from inside. What noise is this? What traitors are out there? Lieutenant, is that your voice I hear? Open the gates. Gloucester is here and wants to enter. Have patience, noble Duke. I may not open them. The Cardinal of Winchester forbids it. I have direct orders from him that neither you nor any of your men shall be let in. Weak-hearted Woodville, do you value him above me? Arrogant Winchester, that proud churchman whom Henry, our late sovereign, could never endure. You are no friend to God or to the king. Open the gates, or soon I will shut you out. Open the gates for the Lord Protector, or we will break them open if you do not come quickly. Winchester and his men in tawny coats enter, coming to the Protector at the tower gates. What is this, ambitious Humphrey? What do you mean by it? You shaven priest, did you order that I be shut out? I did, you grasping traitor, no protector of either king or realm. Stand back, you obvious conspirator, you who plotted to murder our dead lord, you who give prostitutes permission to keep sinning. I will shake you in that broad cardinal's hat of yours, if you continue with this insolence. No, you stand back. I will not move a foot. Let this place be Damascus, and let you be cursed Cain ready to kill your brother Abel, if that is what you want. I will not kill you, but I will drive you back. I will use your scarlet robes like a baby's carrying cloth and carry you out of this place in them. Do whatever you dare. I defy you to your face. What am I dared and defied to my face? Draw your swords, men, even in this privileged place. Blue coats against tawny coats. Priest, watch your beard. I mean to pull it and slap you hard. I will trample your cardinal's hat under my feet. In spite of pope or churchly dignity, I will drag you up and down by the cheeks. Gloucester, you will answer for this before the pope. Winchester goose, I say, bring a rope. Now beat them away from here. Why are you letting them stay? I will chase you out, you wolf dressed like a sheep. Out tawny coats. Out scarlet hypocrite. Gloucester's men beat back the cardinal's men. In the confusion, the mayor of London and his officers enter. Shame on you, lords, that you, being the highest magistrates, should so disgracefully break the peace. Peace, mayor. You know little about the wrongs done to me. Here is Beaufort, who respects neither God nor king, and he has seized the tower for his own use. Here is Gloucester, an enemy to the citizens, a man always urging war and never peace, overburdening your free purses with heavy fines. He wants to overthrow religion because he is protector of the realm, and he wants armor from the tower so he can crown himself king and suppress the prince. I will answer you not with words, but with blows. They skirmish again. There is nothing left for me to do in this riotous quarrel except make a public proclamation. Come, officer, cry it out as loudly as you can. All men assembled here in arms this day against the peace of God and the king's peace, we charge and command you, in his highness's name, to return to your own homes, and from now on not to wear, handle, or use any sword, weapon, or dagger on pain of death. Cardinal, I will not be a breaker of the law. But we shall meet again and speak our minds fully. Gloucester, we will meet, and to your cost, be sure of it. I will have your heart's blood for what happened today. I will call for clubs if you will not leave. This cardinal is prouder than the devil. Mayor, farewell. You are only doing what you have the power to do. Abominable Gloucester, guard your head, because I intend to have it before long. Gloucester and Winchester leave separately with their servingmen. Make sure the area is clear, and then we will leave. Good God, that these nobles should carry such fierce tempers. I myself have not fought once in 40 years. They all exit. On the walls, a master gunner enters with his boy. Boy, you know Orleans is under siege, and you know the English have taken the suburbs. Father, I know it. I have often shot at them, though unfortunately I missed my mark. But now you will not miss. Be guided by me. I am the chief master gunner of this town, and I must do something to win favor. The prince's spies have told me that the English, entrenched close by in the suburbs, often look over the city through a secret grate of iron bars in that tower over there. From there they discover how they can trouble us most effectively, either with cannon fire or with an assault. To stop this problem, I have set a cannon against that spot, and for these past 3 days I have watched to see whether I could catch them there. Now you watch, for I can stay no longer. If you see anyone, run and bring me word. You will find me at the governor's. The master gunner exits. Father, I promise you, do not worry. If I can spot them, I will not fail to trouble you with the news. The boy exits. On the turrets enter Salisbury and Talbot, with Sir William Glansdale, Sir Thomas Gargrave, and others. Talbot, my life, my joy, returned again. How were you treated when you were a prisoner? By what means did you get released? Tell me, I beg you, here on the top of this turret. The Duke of Bedford had a prisoner called the brave Lord Ponton de Santrails. I was exchanged and ransomed for him. But once, in contempt, they wanted to trade me for a far inferior man-at-arms. I scorned that insult and asked for death rather than be valued so cheaply. In the end, I was redeemed as I wished. But oh, treacherous Fastolf wounds my heart. If I had him in my power now, I would kill him with my bare fists. Still, you have not told me how they treated you. With mockery, scorn, and insulting taunts. They brought me out into the open marketplace to make a public spectacle of me. Here, they said, is the terror of the French, the scarecrow that frightens our children so. Then I broke away from the officers who led me, and with my nails I dug stones out of the ground to throw at those who watched my shame. My grim face made others run away. No one dared come near me, for fear of sudden death. They thought even iron walls could not hold me securely. So great a fear of my name had spread among them that they believed I could tear apart bars of steel and kick posts of diamond to pieces. Because of that, I had a guard of chosen marksmen walking around me every minute, and if I so much as stirred out of my bed, they stood ready to shoot me through the heart. The boy enters with a linstock. I grieve to hear what torments you endured, but we will have revenge enough. Now it is supper time in Orleans. Through this grate I can count them one by one, and see how the Frenchmen are fortifying the city. Let us look in, the sight will delight you greatly. Sir Thomas Gargrave and Sir William Glansdale, give me your exact opinions. Where is the best place for us to place our next battery? I think at the north gate, for there the lords are stationed. And I think here, at the bulwark by the bridge. From what I can see, this city must either be starved out or weakened by light skirmishes. The cannon fires. Salisbury and Gargrave fall. O Lord, have mercy on us wretched sinners. O Lord, have mercy on me, miserable man. What accident is this that has suddenly struck us? Speak, Salisbury, at least if you can speak. How are you, mirror of all soldiers? One of your eyes and the side of your cheek have been struck off. Cursed tower, cursed fatal hand that planned this sorrowful tragedy. Salisbury overcame in 13 battles. He was the first to train Henry V for war. Whenever any trumpet sounded or any drum beat, his sword never stopped striking in the field. Are you still alive, Salisbury? Though your speech fails, you still have one eye with which to look to heaven for grace. The sun sees all the world with one eye. Heaven be gracious to no living person if Salisbury finds no mercy in your hands. Sir Thomas Gargrave, do you have any life left? Speak to Talbot. No, look up at him. Carry his body away. I will help bury it. Some exit with the body of Gargrave. Salisbury, comfort your spirit with this. You shall not die, while he gestures with his hand and smiles at me as if to say, when I am dead and gone, remember to avenge me on the French. Plantagenet I will. And like you, Nero, I will play on the lute while I watch the towns burn. France shall be made wretched by your name alone. An alarm sounds. Thunder and lightning break overhead. What commotion is this? What uproar is in the heavens? Where does this alarm and noise come from? A messenger enters. My lord, the French have gathered their forces. The Dauphin, joined by one Joan la Pucelle, a holy prophetess newly risen up, has come with a great army to raise the siege. Salisbury lifts himself up and groans. Listen, listen how dying Salisbury groans. It pains his heart that he cannot be revenged. Frenchmen, I will be a Salisbury to you. Pucelle or whore, dolphin or dogfish, I will stamp your hearts out with my horse's heels, and make a swamp of your mixed-up brains. Carry Salisbury into his tent, and then we will test what these cowardly Frenchmen dare to do. An alarm sounds. All exit. Before Orleans, another alarm sounds. Talbot pursues the Dauphin and drives him back. Then Joan la Pucelle enters, driving Englishmen before her, and exits after them. Talbot re-enters. Where is my strength, my courage, and my force? Our English troops retreat. I cannot stop them. A woman dressed in armor is chasing them. La Pucelle enters. Here she comes. I will fight around with you. Devil or devil's mother, I will command you. I will draw blood from you, for you are a witch, and at once give your soul to the one you serve. Come, come. I am the one who must disgrace you. They fight. Heavens, can you allow hell to triumph like this? I will burst my chest by straining my courage, and crack my arms from my shoulders, but I will punish this arrogant strumpet. They fight again. Talbot, farewell. Your hour has not yet come. I must go provision Orleans immediately. A short alarm sounds. La Pucelle enters the town with soldiers. Overtake me if you can. I scorn your strength. Go, cheer up your hunger, starved men. Help Salisbury make his will. This day is ours, as many more days shall be. La Pucelle exits. My thoughts spin like a potter's wheel. I do not know where I am or what I am doing. A witch through fear and not force, like Hannibal, drives back our troops and conquers as she pleases. So bees are driven from their hives by smoke, and doves from their houses by foul stench. They called us English dogs because of our fierceness. Now, like puppies, we run away crying. A short alarm sounds. Listen, countrymen, either renew the fight or tear the lions out of England's coat of arms. Renounce your country and put sheep in place of lions. Sheep do not run half so treacherously from the wolf, nor horses or oxen from the leopard, as you run from slaves you have so often subdued. An alarm sounds. Another skirmish begins. It will not be done. Retreat into your trenches. You all agreed to Salisbury's death, for none of you would strike a blow to avenge him. Pucelle has entered Orleans in spite of us, and in spite of anything we could do. Oh, I wish I had died with Salisbury. The shame of this will make me hide my head. Talbot exits. An alarm sounds, then a retreat. Trumpets sound. On the walls enter La Pucelle, Charles, Riegnier, Alençon, and soldiers. Raise our waving colors on the walls. Orleans has been rescued from the English. Joan la Pucelle has kept her word. Most divine creature, daughter of Estria, how can I honor you for this success? Your promises are like the gardens of Adonis. They bloom one day and bear fruit the next. France, rejoice in your glorious prophetess. The town of Orleans is recovered. No better fortune ever blessed our state. Why are the bells not ringing loudly through the town? Dauphin, command the citizens to light bonfires, and to feast and banquet in the open streets, so they may celebrate the joy God has given us. All France will be filled with happiness and joy when they hear how bravely we have fought. It is Joan, not we, who won the day. For this I will divide my crown with her, and all the priests and friars in my realm shall march in procession and sing her endless praise. I will raise a more magnificent pyramid to her than Rhodop's at Memphis ever was. When she is dead, her ashes shall be kept in an urn more precious than the rich jeweled coffer of Darius, and carried at high festivals before the kings and queens of France. We will no longer cry to Saint Denis, Joan la Pucelle shall be France's saint. Come inside, and let us banquet royally after this golden day of victory. Trumpets sound. They exit. Before Orleans, a sergeant enters with 2 sentinels. Sirs, take your posts and stay alert. If you notice any noise or any soldier near the walls, give us some clear signal at the guardhouse. Sergeant, we will. Poor servants like us must do this. While others sleep in their quiet beds, we are forced to watch in darkness, rain, and cold. The sergeant exits. Talbot, Bedford, Burgundy, and forces enter with scaling ladders. Lord Regent and feared Burgundy, whose approach has made the regions of Artois, Walloon, and Picardy our friends, tonight is a lucky night. The French are off guard, having spent the whole day drinking and feasting. Let us seize this chance, which best suits us, to repay the trickery they contrived with art and destructive sorcery. The coward of France greatly damages his own reputation. He despairs of the strength of his own arm, and so joins himself with witches and the help of hell. Traitors never keep any better company. But who is this Pucelle whom they call so pure? A maid, they say. A maid, and so warlike. God grant she does not turn masculine before long, if she keeps carrying armor under the French standard as she has begun to do. Well, let them practice their arts and talk with spirits. God is our fortress, and in his conquering name let us resolve to climb their hard stone defenses. Climb, brave Talbot. We will follow you. Not altogether. I think it is far better that we enter by different ways, so that if one of us should fail, another may still rise against their force. Agreed. I will go to that corner over there. And I to this one. And here Talbot will climb or make his grave. Now, Salisbury, for you, and for the right of English Henry, tonight will show how deeply duty binds me to you both. Arm! Arm! The enemy is attacking. Cries are heard, St. George! And a Talbot! The French leap over the walls in their shirts. The bastard of Orleans, a Lincoln, and Rednear enter from different ways, half dressed and half undressed. What is this, my lords? Are you also unready? Unready? Yes, and glad we escaped as well as we did. It was time, I think, to wake and leave our beds when we heard alarms at our chamber doors. Of all the exploits I have heard of since I first followed arms, I never heard of a military enterprise more daring or desperate than this. I think this Talbot must be a fiend from hell. If not from hell, then heaven surely favors him. Here comes Charles. I wonder how he got on. Charles and La Pucelle enter. Never mind. Holy Joan was his defensive guard. Is this your skill, you deceitful woman? Did you first flatter us by giving us a small victory, only so that now our loss might be 10 times greater? Why is Charles impatient with his friend? Must you have my power work equally at all times? Sleeping or waking, must I always win, or will you blame me and lay the fault on me? Careless soldiers, if your watch had been good, this sudden disaster could never have happened. Duke of Alençon, this was your fault. You were captain of the watch tonight, and you did not guard that serious duty better. If all your quarters had been kept as safely as the one I governed, we would not have been so shamefully surprised. Mine was secure. And so was mine, my lord. As for myself, for most of this night I was occupied within her quarter in my own area, going back and forth to relieve the sentinels. Then how or by what way did they first break in? My lords, do not question the matter any further, how or by what way. It is certain they found some weakly guarded place, and there the breach was made. Now there is no other course left but this: gather our soldiers, scattered and dispersed, and form new plans to harm them. An alarm sounds. An English soldier enters, crying, "A Talbot! A Talbot!" The French flee, leaving their clothes behind. I will be bold enough to take what they have left. The cry of Talbot serves me as a sword, for I have loaded myself with many spoils, using no weapon but his name. Soldier exits. Inside Orleans, within the town, Talbot, Bedford, Burgundy, a captain, and others enter. Day begins to break, and night has fled, whose black mantle covered the earth. Sound the retreat here, and end our fierce pursuit. The retreat is sounded. Bring out the body of old Salisbury, and raise it here in the marketplace, the very center of this cursed town. A funeral march sounds. The body of Salisbury is brought in. Now I have paid my vow to his soul. For every drop of blood drawn from him, at least 5 Frenchmen have died tonight. So that future ages may see what ruin happened in revenge for him, I will build a tomb for his corpse in their chief temple, where it shall be buried. On that tomb, so everyone may read it, shall be engraved the sack of Orleans, the treacherous manner of his sorrowful death, and what a terror he had been to France. The funeral procession exits. But my lords, in all our bloody slaughter, I wonder that we did not meet with the Dauphin's grace, his newly arrived champion, virtuous Joan of Arc, or any of his false allies. It is thought, Lord Talbot, that when the fight began, they were suddenly roused from their drowsy beds and leaped over the walls among the troops of armed men to take refuge in the field. As far as I could make out through the smoke and the dark vapors of the night, I am sure I frightened the Dauphin and his mistress when they came running quickly arm in arm, like a pair of loving doves that could not live apart by day or night. After matters are set in order here, we will follow them with all the power we have. A messenger enters. All hail, my lords. Which man in this princely company do you call the warlike Talbot, whose deeds are so loudly praised throughout the realm of France? Here is Talbot. Who wants to speak with him? The virtuous lady, Countess of Auvergne, who modestly admires your fame, asks through me, great lord, that you would be pleased to visit her poor castle where she stays, so that she may boast she has seen the man whose glory fills the world with loud report. Is that so? Then I see our wars will turn into peaceful comic sport when ladies ask to be met in combat. My lord, you must not despise her gentle request. Never trust me if I do, for when a world of men could not persuade me with all their speeches, a woman's kindness has overruled me. So tell her I return great thanks, and in submission will attend on her. Will your honours not come with me? No, truly? That would go beyond good manners. I have heard it said that uninvited guests are often most welcome once they are gone. Well then, since there is no help for it, I will go alone and test this lady's courtesy. Come here, Captain. You understand my intention? I do, my lord, and I intend to act accordingly. They exit.
And there we pause, with England's lion still roaring but the ground already shifting under him. Talbot has won Orleans back, but a king is dead and his lords are divided. A peasant girl has put new heart into France, and in London the men who should be guarding a child king's realm are busy hating each other. The war abroad and the feud at home are both just beginning. Next time, in part 2, a countess's trap, a quarrel in a garden over 2 roses, and a dying man's secret that will poison the kingdom for a generation. Mind the footnotes, and beware the folly.